It's time for a brand new edition of Nerf Versus. I'm Blee, and here today we're going to be comparing the new Nerf Rival Hera and the OG Nerf Rival Zeus. They are both mag-fed semi-automatic flywheel blasters, but that's where the similarities end. Which one is better? So, the Nerf Rival Hera is a battery-operated, flywheel-powered, semi-automatic, magazine-fed blaster. If I had to class it, it seems like an SMG-class blaster, but with its short snout and large it almost feels like a bullpup assault rifle. It is the first blaster since the Nerf Rival Apollo to feed mags in through the grip, and it is the first flywheeler to accomplish that feat.
Outstanding.
It requires 6 C-size batteries to function, and since the batteries are loaded into the Hera's rear end, the weight distribution is pretty great. The Hera comes with a standard 12-round magazine identical to the one that we first saw with the Rival Zeus. The Nerf Rival Hera upholds the fine standards of the rest of the Rival series of blasters with the power and accuracy that we've come to expect. Let's backtrack a little bit and revisit the original Nerf Rival flywheeler, the Nerf Rival Zeus. It was the very first Rival blaster to squeeze those little balls through a pair of flywheels. Like the Hera, the Zeus is powered by the same configuration of batteries, 6 C-size batteries. The batteries in this blaster are also loaded in the rear of the stock and slides all the way up inside the stock, providing excellent weight distribution. The Zeus is similarly designed with the grip somewhat near the front of the blaster, making you almost think it's a bullpup. However, this one seems more like an AR or carbine to me than the Hera does. The Zeus loads its 12-round magazine in from either side of the blaster, and the way it loads is kind of like a real steel FNP90, which is totally unique as no other blaster loads its magazine quite like this. The Hera and the Zeus are both semi-auto blasters, and that means they basically shoot HIRs as fast as you can pull the trigger, which is great. Let's talk about ergonomics. The Nerf Rival Hera is an extremely comfortable blaster to wield. It has a very similar grip to the Rival Apollo, but actually seems to be a tiny bit larger than the Apollo grip. Although I find the grip to be very comfortable, everyone's different, and Nerfers with smaller hands might find the grip on the Hera a bit intimidating. To add to the ergonomics of the blaster, the Hera has a good sized hand rest area up front, just under the muzzle. This is a natural and comfy area to hold the blaster when firing, and I have no complaints here. Unlike some other Nerf blasters, the size of the Hera stock is actually pretty adequate. It could definitely be a bit longer, but it's much longer than a lot of other blasters. The Hera has been noted as taking several design cues from both the Apollo and the Zeus, and you can definitely see that when looking back at the Zeus. The Zeus and the Hera both have long tails and stubby snouts, but they are both really comfortable blasters. The shoulder stock is actually longer than the Hera stock, and it also has a taller butt, which is pretty nice. Likewise, the front hand rest on the Zeus is longer and angled, which makes it much more ergonomic than the hand rest on the Hera. The one gripe I have with the Zeus is actually the pistol grip. The grip is slightly undersized and sloped in a way that I really don't enjoy. On to the performance of the blasters. The performance of the Rival Zeus is strong and consistent, and sends the high impact rounds downrange very accurately. Although, as I noted, the range is actually slightly lower than the spring-powered Apollo that came out at the same time. This doesn't make the Zeus weak though, it still hits ranges of 65 to 70 feet. The blaster is also very reliable, and I've never ever jammed the blaster. The inline nature of the mag seems to be very advantageous to smooth operation. The only real negative for the performance is the way the mag is loaded into the blaster. As everyone knows, loading the Zeus can be very tricky, especially if you are in the heat of battle. The Nerf Rival Hera features similar performance to the Zeus and all the other stock flywheel Rival blasters. It hits similar ranges with the same power, accuracy, and rate of fire. The flywheels are horizontal instead of vertical like in most other flywheelers, but I haven't really noticed any difference in performance due to the orientation of the flywheels. The Zeus and the Hera both have pretty good trigger pulls, but the Hera has a better motion and resistance throughout the travel of the trigger pull, and I prefer it to the trigger on the Zeus. One category where the Hera really stands out is with the Apollo style mag loading through the handle. This is efficient beyond measure and leads to very fast, very consistent feeding and reloading. I absolutely love it. Overall, the Hera is just a very well put together package. It is pretty bulky, but not overly so, and it feels super comfortable in every which way, from the grip to the cheek rest. The firing trigger and rev trigger are both very clicky and responsive for stock Nerf triggers. Also, the Hera is actually the first rival blaster in the new Nerf Rival Phantom Corps line of blasters, and it sports that super clean white and black paint with the little Spartan helmet logo up here. The Zeus looks pretty cool too, if not as aggressive as some of the rival blasters that have come after it. I'm not a big fan of the grip, but the stock and the front handrest area on the Zeus are almost perfect, and they are actually a bit better than those of the Hera. The Zeus is available in Team Red or Team Blue paint and features the signature black stripes, although not as wild and chaotic as the newer rival stuff. The Zeus is also more tactical than the Hera, with 2 extra tack rails and flip up iron sights. Time for my final thoughts and opinions on these 2 rival blasters. These 2 blasters are both great options if you're looking for a semi-auto rival blaster. They both share very similar performance, and so that means ultimately the decision will be based on your opinion of the aesthetics and your experience with the ergonomics of the blasters. They both look and feel pretty great. The stock and forward handrest area are better on the Zeus, while the pistol grip feels much better on the Hera. Pretty even, right? But 2 things really stand out for me. One is the magazine loading on the Hera. Loading the mag in and out of the grip is the perfect method for consistent speed and reliability. And if you're able to reload quicker, you're able to get more shots off in the same amount of time. And that means the rate of fire and overall performance of the Hera is actually improved. And 2, the Nerf Rival Hera is fully compatible with the Nerf Rival Rechargeable battery pack that was released earlier this year. Factor in that battery, and the performance of the Hera totally eclipses that of the Zeus. Therefore, in this episode of Nerf Versus, it is very clear that the Nerf Rival Hera is the winner. That's all for this one, guys. Let me know what you think of the video. If you think it should have went the other way, let me know down in the comment section below. I think the Hera really edges out the victory with this mag loading and the ability to use the Nerf Rival Rechargeable battery pack. You could buy a couple of those and never worry about running out of juice. You could mod it. That's what I did with my other Hera already. But ripping something out of the box and being able to use it right away is always pretty cool. And some people are nervous about modding flywheel blasters, having to rewire, solder, all that stuff just makes people a little nervous. So having a pretty safe option from Nerf directly puts people at ease. With the mag loading, rechargeable battery pack, just the overall form factor, the look, the color, everything. I am a Hera junkie right now. I love the Hera. So let me know if you agree, let me know if you disagree, let me know what your favorite color is. Team Red. Whatever you want to tell me, leave it down below in the comments. And as always, I'll see you in the next video, guys. Take care.